Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Colin, Project Constitution. Today we are going to go over the new video that we collaboratively worked together. Steve from Israeli News Live and Ty from We Are Not Going to Mars. We all collaboratively worked on this, and we're going to go into a little bit more detail on it and just kind of set the stage for what we believe is what happened that day. So I know, sorry we're late, guys. We were scheduled for 9 o'clock. We were having a little bit of technical difficulty behind the scenes. This is actually not even going to be the best presentation. We're going to do another live stream tomorrow on Steve's channel, which is going to really go a lot better quality. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and set the stage. So let me bring these guys on.
All right.
How you guys doing?
Hey,
Doing
what's
great,
going on,
doing
Colin?
great.
Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. You're a real champion out here, man. You're connecting people. You're the hardest working guy online.
I've been digging in since right after it happened. I've been working pretty much around the clock, 24/7, because it really bothered me. Something. I'm not super religious, but I do believe in God and a higher power, and I instantly was told by God. I felt that God was sending me on this mission, telling me that this is what I need to do.
That's
So
powerful.
that's pretty much what led me down the road to trying to figure out what happened and who killed him.
Wow, that is powerful, man.
And for those of you all don't know, Steve Benoon here. Steve, he has a channel on YouTube, Israeli News Live. Amazing channel. He actually he's former CIA. He also was formerly pro-Israel, but has since woken up to what they're really about. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to dig too much into it because I don't want this stream to get shadow banned. But yeah. And then Ty Norman, he's an author, and he also has a TikTok channel called, your TikTok channel is also We Are Not Going to Mars, right?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. That the TikTok is just kind of a way to get the word out about my book as far as being an author, book called Plan, and also about the platform that I build for Plan. So because I'm trying to compete with Jeff Bezos. So man, I'm so happy to be here with you two guys. You guys are the real champions, man. You got
Come on now. Come on.
it's
Ty.
a blessing to be here. I am with
You
Steve.
put all the pieces together, man.
No, listen, you guys put the pieces together. Listen, anybody watching this, I want you to know that these two gentlemen right here, Colin, Steve, this guy, listen, I worked off of their work. These are the two. So it's a true honor for me knowing that these guys put in so many hours on the Twitter lands and on the YouTube streets. These guys were putting in the real hard behind the scenes work, the work that you don't get paid, those big corporate donations and big corporate dollars. They were doing that work. The people who are getting paid that and aren't coming up with the same answers and taking big vacations and having fun and laughing at us and mocking us, they didn't find any of this stuff. So hats off to you guys.
Well, I have to say too, Ty, that Colin has probably done. You're right. This young man just does not sleep, Ty, does he? He's just, he just takes the bull by the horns and will not let go. And
That's what's up.
but hey, that's how you find the information, and it takes a lot of work. And
Yes, it does.
but when Colin sent me your video there, and I saw how you were able to take that information and then begin to really lay out where would this shooter be coming from? Because that was the $1 million question.
Yeah.
I mean, when you've got a laser obviously reflecting off of Frank's phone, he has to be somewhere in that background. And for me, I couldn't tell the angle because of really not knowing the angle of the phone that he had it at the time. But of course, you can be in different areas and it still hit that phone like that. And the other thing that I really appreciated that you did was you saw that it was the laser dropping after the hit. And
breath
initially
control.
I thought it was the other way around. But then, it was one day I was sitting there looking at the video. I was kind of trying to find from the opposite side after Colin had found that bullet in the air. I began to look from the other directions to see, could I see something? And then I thought for a second, I'm like, wait a minute. It looks like Charlie is hit before the laser. But I kind of just left it alone and kind of went on about, kept looking and looking what I was trying to look for, but that kind of stuck in the back of my mind. And then when you broke it down the way you did, I'm like, no, that is brilliant. That's brilliant because
Yeah.
that's exactly what it was.
Yeah,
And
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Colin.
and like I pointed out to you, Ty, I had found that guy to be suspicious earlier.
Yes.
I had posted a video where I was like, I want to know who these people are. I thought they were cops, and it turns out the guy is part of Charlie's security.
Mm-hmm.
But I was wondering why they were up there in the first place, and I thought I didn't. You pointed out that he came from that corner of the building and dropped off the roof, but I originally thought that he was one of those two cops that were up there in the closed-in section, and I was trying to identify them. But when I saw your video, that's when you really put all the pieces together for me and said, hey, wait, no, this guy, he's more than just suspicious. He's the actual shooter, man.
Well, I appreciate that. I have something. Oh man, so I don't think either one of you guys were on my TikTok live last night, but I unveiled to them last night, and I told them that I didn't tell you guys this either. I said I didn't even tell the guys for the show tomorrow the information I'm telling you guys. I've uncovered some more information, and I actually kind of want to break it on here with you guys, as a matter of fact. And I want to do it now because I know that Colin, you've worked hard. Steve, I know you've worked hard, and we deserve to put this information out together. So I can actually prove that the BA sniper, not only was your information useful and help kind of like backtracking back to where he was and kind of narrowing it down to where he was. Ooh, when I got done talking to you the other night, Colin, I went back in and I'm kind of putting together some videos, and Candace had just, dropped the episode 251, and I kind of wanted to respond to that and help her out a little bit with that. So I'm going back and I'm, editing up my videos. I'm trying to find the people who are saying they heard multiple shots. And as I got to the one portion, I saw something that I had never saw, and I'm going to drop it here on your show. You guys are not going to believe what I'm getting ready to say. It's going to flip your world upside down. I can't wait. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. The BA sniper is not going to be found. I believe that the BA sniper is no longer alive.
Wow.
Interesting.
Let me tell you why. So you guys go and do this too, okay? This is going to be our information for today. Let's put this video out because this is the breaking information about it. But I want you guys to go. We don't have the screen share up now. We'll do that on the show tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
If you give me a link, I can share it. I just can't zoom in.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We'll just wait to show it in the next show. Or people can actually go to my YouTube or to my TikTok a little bit later on. I'm posting the video right after we get done here this interview, so the video will be on my We Are Not Going to Mars TikTok. But I'm going to tell you guys what it is right now.
All right.
As
I'm
the
ready.
BA's
And I got something to say about this, I'm sure, but go ahead.
Okay. So as the BA sniper was running away, okay, if you guys have the reporter footage from the bridge,
Yes.
right above Charlie, the one where they
Yes.
hear the shot and he's like interviewing the students and and that one right there, 26, I think is 1 minute and 4 seconds for that footage. And I think 26 seconds into it, when the BA sniper is running across the bridge, when he's directly in the middle of the box that's right above Charlie, just before he turns his head, while he's running, he turns his head slightly right. He looks out real quick while he's running, and he just keeps running. Just before he does that head turn, I want you guys to zoom into the sniper, and then I want you to pan out to the left just a little bit of him, the left of him running towards you. And I want you to take it slow for about 10 frames. You are going to see a missed shot. You are going to see a bullet that just missed the BA sniper's head. It's not one frame, it's not 2 frames, it is the whole line. So you can see that this bullet came from far and that it was dropping down and it went right by his head. Right by his head as he was running. It is clear. It is extreme. I immediately ran to my lady. I said, look at this. I said, they tried to kill the sniper. They
It
tried to
makes
kill.
sense. Yeah.
And then I started to process it. Why would you? Then I realized, I said, okay, so they had him stand in the crowd to make it look like he blended in with anybody. So if he got caught running away from this scene, they could say, no, he was just there's plausible deniability, right? But then I was like, wait a second, if they would try to kill him, now you have two stories. He can, depending on how the public takes the story, you can either say to the public, oh, he was an innocent bystander, or you can say he was one of ours. And look what happened. And I can't believe these leftists, and I can't believe this, and all the marginalized groups and all, they would have had the strongest talking points in the world. This guy was directly above, exactly at this point where he was running, exactly above Charlie. He would have took a shot to the head. Charlie would have been down. He would have been going on the ground. This guy would have been going on the bridge. They would have painted that picture as an attack on the event, with mass casualties, if you would call it, or several casualties, and they would account it as an attack on the event. I believe the shot, the one that you think is a shell casing, I believe that that is not a shell casing in the tent. I believe that is a shot in the tent. And I don't know if it was towards a security that was there or towards Charlie that was there, but there's so much more going on in these video clips than we're realizing. And when you look at the video clip from the BA sniper, I do not think that man is alive. They tried to kill him while he was running across the bridge. And when you see the bullet, it is clear as day. Out of all the bullets that we have so far, we got one coming from the palm shooter, and we got the other bullet that's coming from the BA sniper. We got both of them, and thanks to Colin on that. We have those bullets together, so we know where these shots are coming from. Us guys here on here, we've been knowing that there was 2 shots. We knew that there was multiple things that was going on, for a while now. So me just adding my piece to it, it just solidifies what we already kind of knew anyway, right? But what we didn't know is that, again, in this, what I call Operation 322, in this operation, there was another layer, and the other layer was not just the jets that were flying overhead at the same exact time that the shots were being fired. That's a part of the operation. It was also
Absolutely.
to take out the BA sniper, because then, you know, dead men don't talk.
Well, let me chime in on that, Ty. And for the
Tell me
sake
what
of
you think,
Colin's
Steve.
channel,
Tell me.
I'm gonna be careful on this one here because when we had the attack on our family here, of course we knew who, you know, hindsight, we knew who actually did it because we were injected with 21 mils of peroxide that left my father-in-law dead, my wife clinging to life, myself. For me, and here's the reason why each one got it worse. My father-in-law, that same treatment was continued in Florida, and he succumbed because it was just too much, and it was ruled a homicide. My wife also had one more than I had. I ended up with venous insufficiency, etc. Well, we won't get into all that, but the point being is, though,
Jesus.
the very doctor that they used to try to silence us, I was told by a good friend of mine that was in Washington, this was a hit to try to shut your wife up. And he told me just like that. And then he tells me of a meeting that we had with another minister, I won't call his name, that we had in private with him and his wife in a restaurant. And he told me every detail of that meeting so I would know that he was telling me the truth. And he said, I'm not supposed to be having this talk with you. But the thing is, they knew that your wife was uncovering too much on these Noahide laws about Israel and what they're doing. And they figured if they killed your wife, you would shut up. Your father-in-law, he said, was collateral damage. But he said your wife was the real target. Now, here's the crazy thing, Ty. The very doctor that did that, months later, ends up in a plane crash. She survives. And she made the comment that they believed that it was rigged. Well, her and the guy that was the pilot was her boyfriend. They broke up. We actually got to interview him and talk to him. And he did tell me, he said, Steve, he says, I know they're covering up this crime. Now, he's not a conspiracy theorist at all. He's a very well-known businessman in Georgia, very well-to-do. He said, but, you know, and of course, the doctor that was with him, he had a lot of concern about, he said, because he knew something wasn't right there. That's why they broke up. But he said this plane crash, initially she wanted him to lie about it, but yet it was still true that someone tried to take that plane down. He said, Steve, he said, the FAA is lying. He said, they're trying to say I ran out of fuel and it was pilot error. He said, according to the documents, I had 18 gallons of fuel still in the wings and fuel everywhere. That's why they couldn't use the saws to cut us out of the plane, because of the fact that if a spark went off, it would blow us up and kill us, right?
Yeah.
When he said that to me, I told him, I said, I don't doubt that a bit in the world. I said, and I'll tell you why. I said, they wanted to make sure in the event she got loose lips that it would expose the plot that they had. And I said, I know that when I worked with them years ago in the CIA, there was a particular guy that they took his plane down, and the CIA covers everything. I said, they had control of the FAA, they have control of the doctors, they have control of the autopsies, everything. I said, so yeah, they could easily set it up and tell you it was an accident. And then she would just, you know, had she died in it, they would just say it was an accident and it was pilot error, you know. And but I see this scenario that you're talking about, that yes, especially because you have the different scenarios, you can play it, you can really say that trans out there, this group there are the ones that are behind this, and this is what's going on.
Yeah.
And to try to take away the conspiracy that was just Charlie,
Yes.
but they missed.
Yes. Oh yeah, they missed. They missed bad too. I mean, it was that's really
But
bad.
they may have not have missed later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I want to show you guys here. Now I can't. Actually, I wonder if I can. I'm gonna try it. Let's just try it real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to show you guys here because I got my pen here, and we'll do it later on. I'll do it. Like I said, this is going to be on my YouTube channel in a few seconds anyway. So
I
if you
see
could
that dot in there.
now watch this. I'm going to actually move it and show you, but the bullet comes flying in from here down towards his head, and it's right here, like I said, at the 20-second mark right there. Now it might be a little bit hard to see, so let's try it. Let's see. Let me see. There it is.
Yeah, I do see that in there.
I see something. Yeah.
It's harder
That's
to see.
interesting.
Will you slow that down, guys? See that? When you slow that down and not on this feed, when you look at it on your own computers, right there against that black background, see that?
Yep.
Yep.
That's a bullet, guys. You will see the whole trajectory. There's like 5-6 frames of this thing flying in. Go look at it, guys.
Where do you think that came from then?
I can show you that too. Here. Anywhere in this area, this building here. This building here, so if we're standing on the bridge, right? If we're standing on the bridge and Charlie's right below us, okay, so right below us, and we're standing in that taped off box area, right in the middle of that taped off box.
Yeah.
To the right, to the front right. I don't know the name of the building offhand. I have to look back on my maps, but to the front right is the highest building that has the visibility angle that's necessary to see that taped off box above Charlie. It's the only trajectory too that's possible to have a downward trajectory at that angle traveling that far. And based on the distance of how far it is away, because it's further than the LC. So based on the distance of how far it is away, that bullet is going to have more drop towards the end with distance. And and you can tell that whoever shot that shot knows that, because that bullet drop at the end was significant. It was very significant. And I believe that shows the expert level of the sniper that was used. But I think the reason we didn't hear another shot fired, one, is a suppressor.
Yep.
Two, the distance over the course of the suppressor, if it's over 200 yards away, you're not going to hear a thump. There's no way that you're going to hear thump.
Yep.
No way. There's just, especially with the crowd now being in an uproar. This is about 8, 15. This is about maybe 10 to 13 seconds afterwards. So if it's 10, 13 seconds, this is when the crowd noise was starting to get. Now the screams are starting to happen. You would have never heard it. Nobody would have picked up a thump from 200 yards plus away.
You think it's
well? Let me tell you something too. Let me tell you something too. There are multiple witnesses that said that they saw people. There were people on multiple buildings, on the roofs of multiple buildings.
True.
And that would be normal with security. And of course, you can always stage who you want for security. So when you talk about a drop like that in a bullet, it makes me think of more of a 308 being used in the case like that, because that has more of a drop. I used to use a 308 or an AR-10.
Mm-hmm.
It does have an arching effect, whereas smaller rounds and things like that would have more of a flat line, even because those distances there are not that great of distance, right? But a 308, even at 100 yards, has a bad arch in it. So you do have to compensate for that.
Yeah. And you can see that this is a large round coming down. I can't wait for you guys to get to your computers. And I know we're talking about it here, but when you guys get to your computers, trust me, when you see it today, that's all you're going to be sharing today. Or just go directly to my TikTok after this, and I'll have the video posted up within minutes, because I'm pretty much done. I'm rendering it out now. So it'll be posted up within minutes, and I'm going to be showing you the full bullet. It's so clear to see. They tried to take out the BA sniper. So what that told me, now that we know that this is a real thing, right? And we've revealed that here on this show. Now that we know that this is a real thing and it adds this extra layer, I have said, and maybe Steve, you'll agree with this. I'm going to take you guys a little bit deep. I have said that what they're trying to portray as a lone gunman situation. From our research, extensive research, we are proving that there is planned coordination. We are proving that there is multiple actors. We're proving that there's multiple layers. So this is why I've classified it as an operation. And what I wanted to say
100%.
is, what I wanted to say is in this operation, it felt almost like we've seen the false flag events of the past. We don't have to go down the rabbit hole, right? But it felt like a false flag event from the past where you would start thinking about rituals and the reason why they do these, and the background reasons why they do these types of things. And because that this is a public kind of execution of multiple shots hitting Charlie Kirk at the same time, and because they tried to take out their own law enforcement officer who actually took out Charlie Kirk, and with the military plane going over to hide the acoustics of the sound that was happening in the crowd during that time and during that shot, that planned coordination feels more like not just a sacrifice, but kind of like a ritual, if you will. Like it was meant to represent something. And what I was able to find with that, I'm going to release that actually on my TikTok, that part. I am convinced. I am 100% convinced that this was a ritual that was being put into place on September 10th, a day before September 11th, to signify basically the takeover that we're seeing happen in throughout the country right now, with the militarization of our police departments and law enforcement right now in our cities, something we haven't seen domestically before. So to me, it felt like they were putting this event together to stage the precursor for the reasons why, hey, we got to send the troops into here. We have to send them. We are being attacked. Look at us being attacked. They took Charlie out. They don't want us to talk. They took the law enforcement out. They don't want us to talk, even though it was them taking out their own guy.
It's definitely an agenda. It's 100%. They want to blame it on the trans people as the agenda. Absolutely.
Yeah. They wanted to martyr this guy for their own purposes, even though he's the guy who did their dirty work for him. They literally wanted to martyr him. I think that this man was running like that with two things on his mind. One, he knew he just shot, Charlie Kirk, and he had to get out of there, right? That's part of the plan. But if you're somebody who's a trained shooter, what I was saying in my video is he should have went the other way, scaled down the other side of the building, went in the window, something. You shouldn't be running across the bridge, and you should have never been seen in the crowd. But exactly. I think that he maybe even knew in the back of his head that he was being set up. That he was being set up because it left too much of a loose end theory by letting him be seen so much. He regresses from the crowd to go take his shot, and then he's running from a position that's further from the position that he was standing at the rail. So to me, I think this man knew that something was even awry with him. And you can see when he's running and that bullet goes by his head, that's the point of time that he turns. And he just kind of looks and he keeps running. I wonder if he heard the whizzing of the bullet.
Oh, yeah. I've been shot at twice in my life, and that was the one thing you can definitely hear on that rifle bullet. Is like that type of sound.
It went right by his head. Right by his head, man. And like, there's no way he couldn't have heard it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Incredible.
it. And
It's
running would
incredible.
make more sense too in that case, because if you, let's say maybe somebody tried to pop him from the back end already while he was still in his position, or maybe trying to make that scale out the other direction,
Mhm.
and someone took that shot. That would make more sense why he's running so hard, because why else would he be running that hard up on that top deck where you
Yeah,
consider yourself safe to some degree because the
yeah,
shooting is going down in the bottom.
yeah.
Uh,
Well,
He was running for, I literally said in the video, it looks like he's running for his life.
yeah, that's a very good
well,
point.
the only thing that I have, like, originally you thought that he may have went down because he was running away down the wrong end, and then you thought he may have went off to the left and went down the stairs by the the loading dock or whatever.
Yeah. I still
Now,
do think so. I still think he did do that.
well,
I just don't think we ever saw him again. I don't think we will ever see him again.
well, that's what I'm getting to. People sent me shots. This guy was actually down on the crime scene afterwards looking for evidence. I'm about to pull that up for you guys. Give me
I
1
gotta
second
see
here.
him. I gotta see him.
Yeah. Oop, hold
Oh,
on.
these people were
Trying to.
bold to pull off a public execution in front of us, to then not use an
Present.
ambulance and to take the guy that they just all coordinated and executed, and to take him in a private vehicle to God knows wherever to do whatever. I mean, I do know that before he got in that vehicle, he was no longer alive.
Oh yeah,
For a
there's
fact.
without question, you know, because when you talked in there, Ty, about that entry there, I had two theories on it. One was the neck, the other was right behind the back of his ear there, because I have that one frame where somebody thought it was a wire, but when I really brought this out, it's very much like a blood splatter. So, all right, so you got that up there for
Yeah.
us, Colin. Let's see there.
What in the world is he looking for?
I don't know.
Can we
Maybe,
tell if he's
maybe.
got any tattoos on or anything there? But yeah, because it definitely looks like the same guy as far as the clothing and stuff in the
That those
shoes.
shoes.
And
Yeah,
that's
those
another
shoes
thing.
stuck out.
All the security guys that day had on the exact same shoes. That's another way I was able to connect this guy as part of Charlie's security. They all had on the exact same shoes.
It kind of makes me wonder now. I'm kind of so the guy at first at the rail, to me, so look at this picture of this guy, right? And then look at the guy at the rail. Um, Even though there's the difference of the glasses, the frame seems a little bit different. The frame seems stockier on this guy, just a little bit more stockier, kind of like the guy who was running across the bridge, where the guy at the rail that they're showing in the crowd, I'm not saying that's not the guy, it could just be a bad angle, something like that.
Right, right.
But he does look like, see how stocky he looks there.
Yeah.
And if you're saying that all of the security detail was wearing the same thing, we could be talking about decoys. We could be talking about anything. Look how stocky he looks. It could be a bad angle, or it could just be because he's running, but that shirt just looks so stocky, like that right there. But then we go to the one with the rail, and he looks a little bit more, not as stocky.
Yeah,
Like it.
I get that. You're right. It doesn't quite look this. The build is off. The build doesn't quite look like the same person.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think, Steve?
Well, for me, it's going to be really a matter of getting onto a computer where I can see these things better. Because the one thing about the guy there in the courtyard is, where is his sunglasses at? Whereas this guy here
Uh-huh.
always has on those sunglasses.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that's
if you
true.
look at the one that you guys showed me where he's at the rail, it's like he's wearing Costa del Mar. That's kind of the way the frame looks like, and it's a better image of that one. Um,
Yeah.
So, and of course, I
Oh,
know the one
let
on
me
the
pull
rail,
up.
he's got
Let me
he's got
pull that one
tattoos
up.
clearly, so we know that. So can we possibly figure that out with this guy here or not? And Ty, one thing that I'd like to understand better too is, now we know where you believe the shooter was. And when I was watching your video, the one thing I tried to really understand there was, I can tell you see a movement in that crevice back there.
Yeah.
And are we at this point here, do we say that because of the fact right after the shot that he's coming out of that direction, that therefore we're, I would say, a person of interest or a possible suspect in this case here, without knowing for sure? Or do we have some way to where you were able to track that movement from there all the way across that deck there?
So unfortunately, I'll answer kind of, it's a two-part answer. So when I initially saw the area where there's that crevice there in between, my initial assumption, just from tracking the beam back, was like, and kind of like you were doing in your video and showing the straight lines, of just kind of like the minimal area of opportunity that you would be able to even
Right.
shoot that from. Um, what I realized in that area, and it was kind of in the second part of my video, was, and I didn't realize it until I was going into the third part. When I was going back and forth from the video on the bridge, that even zoomed in, I think I don't know if I'm catching something in the crevice or if I'm catching an artifact from the just the video pixelation, right?
Right, right.
Um, but what I do know, and this was from a helicopter ride posted by one of the local news stations in the area. Yeah, there goes that frame. The helicopter ride by one of the local news stations in the area right after the event was over. What I do know is, and maybe I can pull it up here for you too, that area above, let's see here. I'm going to show you guys, as a matter of fact, because it'll be easier for me to show you than to actually kind of explain it to you. Here you go. Here's a good image right here. Okay. So if you
Hold on, let
see,
me give you full screen. Give me a second.
okay,
Uh,
cool.
Let me. Well, I don't know if I can give you full
That's
screen.
not too bad.
There we go.
That's good
Yeah,
That'll
right
you're
work.
there.
there.
Yeah, perfect. That's perfect. So if you can see, we got let me get my pen here. We got the reflective wall right here. We got the area right in the middle. This is an opening in that area, right? And this back corner is the same as that. It's a direct
Yes.
opening. So on the ground here, if you have just even a sheet, a blanket, or some kind of a tarp or a covering, cutting off this back area right here, nobody here can see past that. You could
No.
effectively climb up in here, right in here, take your shot, literally, because this is all concaved, right? So you could lay in here and your body wouldn't be seen. You would be nice and parallel to this, and your body wouldn't be seen by the people who are standing on the bridge. You could lay in here comfortably, take your shot, just put your head above here barely, take your shot real quick, lower back down, come back down, and then run out the bridge.
Okay.
It's that simple.
The other
And
thing that I thought was interesting is the reflection off of the building there that you showed in that too, Ty, and that is,
oh yeah,
when you take if you were to take the physics
yeah,
of this and do an actual measurement, because that angle there, and because of that angle, how that actually would cause that reflection to go and pop up in the window that Colin had found there where he sees that flash at. You know, it literally would take, if that was a flat wall with a reflection, the chances of you seeing it in that window there would probably be zero. But because
zero.
there's an angle and the shot, and then you hit that and come off of that, you could literally, if you were actually there, you could do the measurements to know for sure that that's where that's at, just by
Absolutely.
doing that.
Absolutely, 100%. Also, guys, let's be clear about something here too. I think that the viewers out there need to know this one thing. I'm going to show it here. This is not a really good image, but you'll get what I'm saying here. So right here where we think, let me see if I get it there. Okay. Right here where we think that he was in that red, triangle over here.
Yes.
Kind of in that area a little bit, right out here in this area right here, okay, with the little hole right there. Right here. See that little dot?
Yeah, I see that.
Right above the bigger dot? That is a security camera.
Okay.
Exactly.
That security camera would have picked him up if he came out of this hole, in this hole, took a shot, a flash, anything like that. That camera would have picked it up. So we need to call on UVU to release the footage from this balcony so we can know what happened at the exact time that Charlie Kirk was unalived, and see if there's any activity going on in this balcony at that time.
Yes. Now, would it prevent us from seeing, like, is that deck a little bit lower than where that camera is at?
No, and also, so right here where the deck and the this rooftop share that crevice that's there in the middle, you can't
Right.
really see it. There you
So
go.
if
They
he
share that.
runs out and drops down, it would pick him up doing that.
Let
Yeah.
me
So
show
watch
you
this.
here. I got the
That is
Google Maps pulled up.
cool, perfect.
Before, hold on. Before preventing a screen, move the other media from the stage. What the?
Oh,
what's
you
going on.
have
It's
your
not.
picture up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You got that picture up there.
Gotcha. I was
There
trying
we
to figure
go.
out why it wouldn't let me share it. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Now
there we
this
go.
I can zoom in on.
Yeah, that's the good angle right there. So you see that zoom straight down, just straight down in the middle, right there where your mouse is, a little bit to the right of where your mouse is. There's that hole right
here.
there. Yep, right there.
Right here.
So
yep.
Yeah, right there. That hole right there is the hole that I believe that everything operated from. I believe he was able to move in and out of that position without being seen. All you would have to do is put a tarp, literally a black tarp, in this back corner right here that's connected to these two buildings. If you had a little tarp back there in the back corner, nobody could see you climb a little ladder, a step ladder, jump up there, take your shot real quick, and jump back down, and then run across this bridge. Nobody can see that. Not at all.
Yeah, that's very true. And because of the possibility that he was shot at as he's running across that deck there, my thought would be is that someone may have taken a shot at him on the backside to start with to make him go in that other direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Matter of fact, I wonder if I can present and show you guys Google Maps.
It's not letting me.
Oh no, it won't let me do a screen share. I'm on my tablet.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Not Google Maps, I'm in Google Earth. I'm sorry, we're in Maps right now. I'll give you a good view up there. Yeah.
It's the other way I gotta go, right? Yeah.
Actually,
okay,
keep going. No, keep going. This is actually a new angle. I haven't seen it. Oh, Joshua Barlow. I didn't see this circle from him at this angle. I wish I would have had this circle before. Zoom straight back. Just go straight back. Okay, stop right there. If there's a covering right here,
right
or anything
up in that area there, the top.
Yes. All he would have to do is climb up through in here and be literally up here. No one. Now you see how we're on the floor right now, and we couldn't see if somebody was laying with a flat body up there.
Right.
Yep.
Because of that wall, that angle. So a head popping up and taking a quick shot from that angle over this rail to the left right here, that is the perfect trajectory. And then if you zoom up, you can see the camera up there. See the camera?
Yep.
There it is. Camera's right there. So it would have saw him taking this shot, and you see how there's glass rails? That's glass right there. That is
exactly
reflective glass.
Yep.
All of that is reflective. That wall is reflective. The glass off of there is reflective. That's all reflective.
And if you see, like you were pointing out, this is all open in here.
Yeah. Yep.
So he
So
could
it
very
leaves the
easily
ability, yes,
jump
to
right
make a
down.
shot from in there.
And at that time, no one, when you look at the time when Uncharted was talking at that time, no one was back in this area. The crowd only came out minimally like a few rows back from the rail that was right there. And they were all facing inward towards the actual courtyard. No one's looking back. So if this guy slides off of the rail, goes back behind the tarp, goes up, takes his shot, I don't know what he does with the weapon after that. God only knows. Maybe he tucks it. We don't know what kind of weapon it is either. So we don't know what he could have done because we don't know what the weapon is.
Yeah,
Takes his
that's my
shot.
question.
Yeah, takes his shot. It sends back down within seconds. This is where the timing of my video works out so crucially, because at 8 seconds, he takes the shot. And then it's about 23 seconds later, he's seen running up the bridge exactly by the cameraman. From 8 seconds, the shot is taken. At 31 seconds, he's running by the cameraman. That gives me a few seconds to take the shot, get down from my position, and run across. And that would roughly be about 20 something. I said about 20 to 25 seconds. He got there in 23.
Let's show everybody what you're talking about with that video. I can't zoom in on it, but let's go ahead and show your video, part of it anyway.
Okay.
I posted this yesterday. This is your video. I just cut down pretty much a lot of the you talking and stuff, and just focused on the key things like in midair, the muzzle flash, and then the guy running and everything.
Okay.
So let's actually let me play this off my YouTube because it'll stream better off of there. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Yeah. I'll pull something up real quick here for us.
View my channel. Okay, there you go. Share this tab. Okay, let me. Do you want to do it like this, or do you want to do it? Let's do it like this. I don't know. That's kind of. Yeah, I guess it'll have to work. Like I said, tomorrow we're gonna do a better live stream tomorrow because I don't have the ability to zoom in, unfortunately, for you guys.
Way better.
Tomorrow we're gonna do another live stream tomorrow night, all three of us on Steve's channel, and we're gonna be able to really go over this in detail and zoom in and everything for you. But now we're just gonna play it now as is for you guys.
What I want to give you real quick, Colin, if you want, this will be for you, for your channel. I'm actually doing it right now while I'm talking to you guys. I'm going to get you the frame with the bullet right next to his head as he's running across the bridge.
Okay, yeah. I'll post that on my channel for you guys as well.
All right, got it. Boom. I'm going to send it to you right now so we can view it together. And here you can I'll put a red circle around, as a matter of fact. I got it. Let me edit it real quick and I'll send it right over to you right now. And I'm glad I did. So, as you see, excuse me, I'm actually going to play this video because
you just tell me where you want me to pause it. If you want to say something, just tell me when you want to pause it. All right.
Okay. What part are you playing it at?
I'm not going to go to the muzzle flash and stuff yet. I'm going to just focus on the guy running so they can see what we're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, with the shooter running from that BA area.
Because I want you guys to understand, kind of how it sounded and how everything worked. Listen.
It's just there's so much. Before we had a flag and you had it so it's positioned above the tent so it'd be in the camera and they just moved. What's that? Holy
Pause it.
There's been a shooting. You heard shots.
So at the 8-second mark of that video, that is and I we were listening to it the other day, and I said, listen to this, because to me, and I don't know, I might be wrong, and I need you guys to help me on this. You tell me if I'm right. Was the plane flying over at exactly the time of that shot? Because it sounds like the uproaring of the crowd, like, oh, like they're shocked that they just seen Charlie get shot. But the high pitched sound that I'm hearing, like that sounds like a jet. That sounds like a plane. And was the plane flying over at that exact second? That's what I want to be clear about. Is that happening at that second that the shot is going off?
And that I'm not familiar with, because I have not actually had a chance to review those things.
Let's listen to it again.
I am John Cullen on X. He's the one that's really been digging in hard on the planes, the aspect of both planes, both the one from the beauty company connected to Israel, and also the military jet, which is actually a jet that is the operation that they do is they drop drones from the jet. They release drones from that jet.
I saw that, yeah.
But I haven't had a chance to dig. I know there were drones up there, but I haven't had a chance to dig into the drone aspect, and I haven't had a chance to dig into the plane aspect too much yet. Other than I did connect the dots on the first plane to be able to tie it to Israel. But I'm actually going to show this on my X because it's a little bit bigger here on the X, actually. All right, so where were we? I think we were... I don't know, we could start here.
Go ahead and give you a higher quality, like bigger version. So let's take a look at this individual. This is uncut. Look at the frantic running. Can you see that? Look at the frantic running. And I said in the video yesterday, who is that? And I'm saying it again today. Who is that?
And by the way, I'm not gonna release the names yet. I want to dig more into them to see, who they're connected to, and do a little bit more information on their background before I release any names. But I do have, I have two people that I have identified that could be this person, but I have to do more research.
Okay. If we can find that guy, that would be amazing, because I don't think that man is alive. Like, go look at the videos, the pictures I just sent you in your inbox, Colin, and maybe you could post those up here. It'll be the first time that they're seen anywhere. But I sent you 2 pictures. I could have sent you more, and I'm going to do more on my TikTok right after this show. But even in the 2 pictures that I just sent you, go look at, you can see the trajectory of the bullet, and we can clearly see it. I want you to pull those up on the screen so we can look at it together.
All right, let me see if I'll let this keep playing while I'm trying to do that in the background.
Okay. Screenshot it if you need to, guys. Slow it down for you real quick too. There you go. We're going to slow it down real quick for you so you get a really good view of this. Who is this guy? Overdressed. Now, let me certify and tell you guys exactly why I know that that's the guy. And it's very easy to understand. You're going to walk with me through it so that nobody can talk you out of your position when you explain why this is the actual.
It's just, there's just so much stuff. Before we had a flag and we had it to its position above the tent so it'd be in the camera and it moved.
Pay attention, right here.
Shooting. There's been a shooting. We heard shots. We heard shots.
Pause it right there too, if you can. All right, we can stop it right there.
Yeah, you hear it.
We can stop it right there.
This.
Now,
give me a
you
second.
see about 30 somewhere between 31 and 33 seconds is when he got to us. Okay, when he ran across here and he got to us. Let's take this bad boy back. I'm going to actually show you something. Watch Can you this. pause the caller?
If he was to shoot from this
All right,
part
give
of
me a
the
second.
roof right here, exactly where I said he was, if he took a shot from this,
Sorry, I was trying to pull that up in the background.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
All right, what did you want me to pause it at?
No, you were good. I just wanted to key in on what Steve was saying because he heard the sound. You hear that sound that happens during the shot.
Yeah.
It just that's been bothering me since the beginning of this whole thing. Is that that's not a normal sound that comes after a shot or during a shot. It sounds like a jet. It sounds like a plane. That's mixed with the crowd reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely you can tell that. I mean, I grew up around NAS Pensacola, so I lived right across from where the Blue Angels and stuff fly. So you're always used to those low flying planes, and they
Yeah.
love to just kind of, you
Yeah.
hear them coming from a distance.
You hear them.
Like
Yes.
that, and then it comes.
I was just watching the Blue Angels the other day. I'm out here where Langley Air Force Base is, all that kind of stuff out here. So they had a show out here, and we're a whole military family. Everybody has served. So we go out to the tattoos and the events and the flyovers and all that stuff. And I was just watching them the other day, and I'm listening to the jets, and I'm like, man, that is the same sound in the video. So the reason why I'm keying in on that so much is because I hate to say it, and I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but we didn't do this event. We didn't put this operation together. We're just trying to bring out the details of the operation. So risking sounding like a conspiracy theorist, I'll say this. I kept saying that there was a cue, there was a mark. Everybody was on the same cue, the same mark. They knew. And it seemed like the only person that needed to be signaled that didn't have an earpiece in, maybe, was the sniper. Again, hence why the guy stepped back into the sun and gave the sniper the symbol so he could, or the signal so he can see it.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
yes.
if everybody was on cue at the same time, and they just kept, remember the video that just came out, and they kept checking their watches all together at the same time. The videos come out about the guy who asked the question. He was practicing his reaction before even getting up there to ask the question. He was caught earlier, just before the event started, in the crowd practicing his reaction. So everybody seemed like they were getting ready for the big play, for the big show, for the big stage, meaning that they were all waiting for a cue. To me, I believe that if we listen to this sound, I wonder if that cue was centered around the flyover. Because if the cue was, now that would suggest an extremely, extremely high level of precision planning. Okay. Extremely high level of precision planning. There you go. Good job, man. And
Did you send me the video too, or just the screenshot?
No, just a screenshot. Just a screenshot. And oh, that's right. You can't zoom in. Ah, man. So it's not a I can zoom in and send you more pictures. Hold on. I got you. I can send you the video. Would you like me to maybe I can edit up a quick little.
Yeah, if you could send it to me, I'll go ahead and show it for us.
I can do a 2-second video.
One more thing I want to point out as well is I've had a lot of people ask this question as far as the autopsy, because they're saying, well, Candace says she confirmed that there's only an entry wound, that the one on the neck is the entry wound, and that she was shot from the front. I want to make it very clear to you guys that is not the case. And no, I do not think Candace is lying. Candace is reporting accurately what she is being told by people that are allegedly in the know. with that being said, I think if the autopsy shows that, and that the autopsy may actually show that as well. The autopsy may actually show that that is the entry wound and there is no exit wound, and he was shot with a 30-06, like they say. But if that's the case, then the autopsy itself is fake, and they made it up. It's part of the psyop.
Yeah, they'll do that. They can, like I said, they control everything when you're doing something like that. Now, one thing too, and I wanted to ask you this, Ty, as well. If we play the devil's advocate here, because it's going to be a question I'm sure people are going to raise when the shot is fired, what if he is a security team member stationed near the end of that catwalk there, and he is just actually running to get to where Charlie's at?
I covered that in the video.
Okay, good.
So I did an overhead in the video, and I cover that, and I showed the entire area, and I show if he
I'll
was
play that
running
part for us.
Yeah, cool. And if he was running to get to where Charlie was at, he would have went right down those steps.
That would have been my thought as well. Why
Yeah,
did we go down the steps and go that direction there?
Yeah, the next set of steps were so far away. It was all the way on the other side of the courtyard,
Okay,
basically.
right.
He would have had to run. Yeah.
Obviously, a bullet coming at you definitely gives you another reason for to be running, but so
Yeah.
I get that, but I know that that's going to be a question that a lot of people would ask. So I'm glad that you have actually covered that already.
Yeah. I kind of knew that question was definitely going to come our way. So I wanted to preempt it I preempted a few of the questions. I'm getting some other questions, and I like getting the questions because it helps us to expand. I think a journalist should always be asked why, how, so we can better refine what our logic is and how we're presenting evidence.
Yes,
I agree. Here's where you're talking about why he's not going to help Charlie.
This area over here. Nope. His dumb behind dropped down between this hole right here. Just how these little holes was on the cell phone. This is why, guys. So, look, I'm going to show you guys something here. Now, if he ran across this bridge, look at this. The only other staircase is over here.
Oh, let me go back a little bit.
Down, in the back of the head with an infrared beam. This is why the infrared beam was on the cell phone. This is why, guys. So, look, I'm going to show you guys something here. Now, if he ran across this bridge, look at this. The only other staircase is over here. This staircase lets down. That's an inconvenient staircase to Charlie's position and where the security detail is. So if he's security detail trying to reach Charlie, he's definitely going to go that way. But if he's trying to get away, he's not going that way. He's actually going this way.
Yeah, now see, that makes a lot more sense,
those steps.
Ty. I appreciate that. That really helps clarify that, because you can't argue that, oh, well, he's going to go to the other side because there's less people over there. No, there was just as crowded on either side. So if he had to go down the stairs to help out, going double the distance and then going down and fight your way through the crowd makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So I definitely
exactly.
Yeah,
that makes no sense at all for him to go all the way down there. He would go down the staircase right where he supposedly came from, or if he was standing there, then he would go down those stairs. Charlie was closer to those stairs too.
Yeah, he was close to those stairs. And if you were so concerned about his well-being or your team, and you guys got to protecting the people that were there, nobody seemed to care about the people that were there either. Let's be clear about that. If you're worried about any of that, you're going to engage the scene directly. All of us here have been either military or have worked in emergency response. I've done both. And I'll tell you this now. I can't say I've done both. I worked at a rescue squad. I did transport. But my dad, I grew up in a rescue squad. My dad was a volunteer EMT for a long time. So I used to go on calls and go on scenes and stuff. You are worried about the most efficiency possible when you are under a time crunch. You do not create obstacles to efficiency on purpose. that would have been creating an obstacle to efficiency. Somebody's dying. They just got shot. There's a pandemonium. There's chaos, confusion, a commotion. I want to get there as quickly as possible. Spending 40 seconds to run down a walkway, to go down steps, traverse coming back through a crowd, to then get to Charlie is not efficient.
No, and it's not even logical. And so that definitely dispels that idea. And you're also dealing with the other thing too. If I understood right early on, someone had said to the people, "Run." Why would you create that kind of pandemonium? Like that. It's not just a matter of do a run mad dash out of the whole place there. And even the whole part about securing the scene. You're dealing with a murder scene. Uh, you know, period, it would have been locked down. Period. Any law enforcement
Yes,
would have locked that scene down. I mean, everything, not just where he was shot at. You would have wanted to lock down everything, a
everything.
perimeter set up
Exactly.
until a full investigation can be done. And yet they're in
He-
there ripping the grounds apart, putting mud up on the ceiling inside of there in the walkway. Uh, you know, and I'm like, oh, okay, you got your murderer, you got Tyler Robinson that you want to pin this on, so you just automatically destroy any possibility of this guy ever having a possible defense. So,
Yep,
it's just insane.
it really is
yeah.
insane.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it
Okay.
really is insane. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got the right after the event, they didn't cordon anything off. You had people running in, stealing hats. There's video of people stealing hats off the table. The Then you got the one guy which went up and took the chair that the chair Charlie was standing on that was laying down sideways still. He
Yep.
disturbed that, put it back up, stood on it, and then it looked like he took the SD cards out of the camera behind Charlie. And there was no police tape up. They didn't put any police tape up anywhere. People walking all through the thing. And then afterwards, like you said, with them within like a day or two, they're doing construction and ripping up the ground and remudding the roof underneath of the walkway area. I mean, it makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense.
And for again, for the general public, a lot of people would not catch that. They think, okay, things are just happening as they normally happen. For us, everything in our bones and flesh, because again, for serving and being in first responder positions, scream to us, this is not protocol. This is not right. Nobody is holding the line here. Nobody from local law enforcement to campus law enforcement to any kind of agents to any kind of security, including the chief of police there for I believe it's called Orem, is literally picking up the microphone that Charlie was holding, disturbing the crime scene. So when you have all of this level of incompetence, I like to say this: a string of coincidences is not incompetence or coincidences.
Exactly. So,
Yep.
and I think this is what gives also rise to the theories that people have put out that he really wasn't shot, and all this kind of stuff. So, there are too many clear medical signs that this man was really shot.
Yeah.
There's I
Yeah.
know that they have this idea that when you see this type of massive blood loss, that looks almost faked. Uh, you'd have to witness these type things in real life to know different types of wounds cause different types of blood loss.
Yeah.
I remember, in fact, one time I'd been doing some septic work and trying to clear a septic line. And I'm rolling up this big steel cable that you run down through there, and it's a flat cable. And the thing hit me right in the top of the wrist. And you wouldn't think anything would happen, but it actually goes down into my wrist. It literally slices into two veins, not the arteries, luckily, but two veins, and blood was just like pumping, and I immediately compressed it. My neighbor rushed me to the hospital. I told him I think I severed an artery, which I was wrong. It was a vein that I cut, and it's two of them. And they're like, okay, yeah, right. Let's see what you got there. And I didn't realize how much pain I was going to be in when I let go of that wound. But when I did, blood went everywhere.
Everywhere.
And the lady's like, oh my God, quick, grab your wrist again. Right? And
Yeah.
just when they rushed me into surgery, and they put this huge pad down, and they put your hand in there, and then he says, "Look, you're gonna have to take your hand off for me to fix this."
Mhm.
And he said, "You're gonna lose a lot of blood when we do it, But I lost about a half a pint of blood just while they were operating on me. So, that's how it
That
is. And of course, the first headshot I ever saw. And the guy had already been dead, even probably, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 minutes when I got to him. But he was shot in the head. He dropped to his knees, but he didn't fall completely down. His head was in a doorway, leaning forward like that, and the blood was just pouring like a water faucet out of his head. So yeah, it is realistic, and he no doubt had a
Yeah.
carotid artery hit, and
Yeah.
immediately there's not much of a cavity there because it's all muscle, so the blood has no place to go but out of the body. And when you've got a
Yeah.
carotid artery that big, you're gonna, and with it being an exit wound, not an entrance wound, so much more damage has been done there. So it's draining from his brain, it's draining from his heart, still pumping and
Neck.
pushing it out. Oh yes,
Yeah.
everywhere.
Because
So
in the video I show when the bullet enters, and I believe that you are correct. I believe where the bullet entered, and I believe because of also what we're hearing, from what was affected back here at the brainstem, it's consistent with where the BA sniper would have actually been able to hit him at. There was a very tight window where he was located. So out of that tight window, he didn't have that much visibility. He was trained already on the back of here, and what you'll notice in the video is when just use this when he holds the microphone to him like this, and he's putting it down, he kind of leans forward, but then he kind of rocks back a little bit. That rocking back, and when you're already in a trained position, he kind of moves. You're naturally gonna
move with it.
and I think that is also what we're seeing with the beam, if you will,
Yes.
is that the trained position was already there, and it was just naturally moving with the subject that was ready to be engaged, if you will.
Yes.
So when he hit him in this position, based on that, I'm not exactly sure that he meant to hit him exactly where he hit him and cause this level of damage. But we know that it was right about here that he meant to hit him here. When we see that hit, as I, showed like frame by frame in my video, the shirt completely poofs up. And when it poofs up and his body goes down from the impact from the bullet coming in a downward angle, that blood splatter you talked about,
Yes.
I think that you are right about that too. I think that Candace was absolutely right too, because she showed an angle that's right behind Charlie, right here. And I did see that angle in her video. There is an earpiece in Charlie's ear. It does fly out to the side. You can kind of see it fly out. But in her video, based on where Charlie's head is and having black hair, you wouldn't have saw that same blood splatter that you could see in yours because it was a white background. And she did say that too. She did say that, hey, the black hair, I don't, she gave rise to that, if you will. Oh yeah, awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you.
That's his channel right there if you guys want to check it out.
Thank you, man. So that blood splatter, I believe two things. I believe one, you're right about the blood splatter, but I believe that when he hit him, I think he hit his core. It's possible, or he hit near it. And between either hitting the cord or hitting near it, and the force of the impact, the downward force of the impact coming into the body with the expansion cavity happening in the neck simultaneously and going through the chest, the upper left portion of the chest, I believe that impact, and plus if it just even nicked it, even if it just nicked it a little bit, that impact and being in close proximity to that area ripped that earpiece out this way, but I believe it also left a piece of blood splatter coming in as it entered, caused the expansion cavity, and then it agued right here under his shirt line. It kind of agued, and as you're seeing, and then he gets hit center mass. That's right. As he gets hit center mass, and you see his shirt cave in, and we see it kind of cave in right here, and there's
Yes.
you can actually see the bullet. The shirt starts to come back down on this side. As it does, you can see the aging that's right here and the discoloration. Key things, and I want Candace to see this. It's the discoloration that gives everything away to let you know. First of all, his body is already shot twice now. Okay. And then the aging and discoloration in the very next frame, because it's all, a series of frames all together. But the aging and discoloration before it actually pops out is under the shirt. And when the shirt goes to a halfway portion right here is when it starts to open up, getting a little bit of blood on the shirt for the first time. That's the first blood that was seen at the neck, is when it was coming back down. And then the blood comes out. No one can show that on YouTube or Twitter. We can't show that to the world, but we've all seen it. The amount of blood that comes out of his neck is just ungodly. It is just, I suppose that he probably, and Steve and Colin, maybe you guys would agree, he probably lost a gallon of blood, half a gallon to a gallon of blood before he even hit the ground.
Absolutely.
He lost a tremendous amount. That is true. And
now,
the one thing that I was noticing, like when I saw this little blood spatter there on that entry wound, is that when I was trained to shoot, one of the things that I was always taught is that you never take your eye out of the scope when you hit your target. That's how you follow through with your shot.
Boom.
And even with animals and stuff, deer and things that my dad would teach me when I was a kid, never take your eye out, right? When you would have that impact because of that and being zoomed in like that, you would always see, sometimes, occasionally, not always, but sometimes you'd see that little brief second of a splatter.
Yeah.
Nothing big, because it's the entrance wound.
Little line, a little string light.
Yes, and I've seen that before. And so when I saw that, and of course, when you mention that earpiece, that's why it looks like, well, where's the other half of his ear? It's actually that earpiece coming out, and it's got that, and it blends in with the white with the background there. So
well, it's actually, let me correct you there. It's actually his, he did not have an earpiece. According to Candace and Turning Point, he did not have an earpiece in. It was his necklace is what you see flying up and around.
So this is where I can actually kind of dispute that a little bit. He 100% did have an earpiece in. It was a wired earpiece that went down into his shirt. 100% had an earpiece in. 100% undeniable video evidence showing a corded earpiece going into his ear. Now, he also...
I wonder why they said he didn't.
Yeah, he had an earpiece.
Even Candace has said that.
But she also has shown, I don't know why she would say that, because she's the one that actually showed the earpiece. It was actually on her channel that she showed the earpiece in the video, because of hearing about the blood splatter. She showed that it was an earpiece instead. She's like, no, I don't think it's a blood splatter.
And the blood splatter and the earpiece were two different shots. That's what I had discovered on there, is that you do, in my one that I found, I still could tell what I thought was an earpiece possibly there, but the splatter itself is too consistent with an unshapely thing flying in the air, and of course it's very, very difficult, because even though you can zoom in on that, you still are not going to get a clear shot, because it's just a little blood going chink like every direction, you know, but you can see
Yeah.
the squiggly of it.
Well, you know what would really help all of us out, gentlemen? The 4K camera that was behind him.
Yes,
Yeah, a turning
absolutely.
point. I want to make an appeal to Turning Point right now that we need that footage. Please give us that footage. You know, even if you want to do it privately, just send it to me privately. I won't release it. We need to see that footage to be able to corroborate all these things, to either prove or disprove it. You know, if they're complaining that all these people conspiracy theories and blah blah blah, well, they're encouraging it because they're withholding the stuff that we need to either prove or disprove a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of footage that we could certainly get a hold of that could also help really do that. And I think they're doing those things intentionally.
I think so too.
Here you go, guys. First time on
There,
your channel.
there you go.
Ah,
There you
yep.
go. Yes,
Perfect.
my gosh.
Look at that.
Yeah, he better be good. You know, it's hard to hit a moving target.
They missed him. They literally missed this man. They almost got him. Look at that.
Wow.
Yep.
Right at
That
his
is
head.
amazing.
So this is the first time that this is seen anywhere in the world. I just edited it on my cell phone.
Multiple frames. You can see it. Yeah.
Multiple frames. FBI, you should be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed. We're just a bunch of guys sitting at home on our computers. Yeah, we don't have any kind of budget or anything like that. And we can easily show you that they tried to kill the BA sniper. So if you need any more proof that this is the man who took the shot at Charlie, there's your proof, because they took a shot at him.
You know,
This
the
would not
problem's gonna be, guys, is that there's too many people involved to cover this up. And
Yep.
that's what they're going to do. Listen, I believe 100% Israel's behind this man's assassination.
Absolutely.
And I'll say this, the reason why, when people wonder why, right? You have to go back. Charlie, first off, he questions the October 7th. He said had to be a stand down, but he's not willing to say it's Netanyahu involved. I do. I mean, look, the guy was funding
He said, I
Hamas.
do.
Okay, right? I know exactly what they're capable of. I had Israeli Mossad come to the church in Lebanon, Tennessee, when I was speaking there at Mark and Susan's church, me and my wife, and he spoke fluent Hebrew. Now, he was a Chechen born, which are very known as mercenaries.
The
But he
Chechen,
spoke,
I know all about those Chechen mercenaries. We can have a conversation about that.
yes,
People
yes,
do
we
not know that conversation. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah.
We'll get into that then tomorrow too. But he was a Chechen mercenary, or he told me he was from Chechnya, and so I knew what he meant when he said that, right? And then he's speaking to me in fluent Hebrew and say, "Look, you and your wife, you've gone way off track. We want to help you get back on track before it's too late." Yes. And we want to put you in touch with the right people that will help guide you. That's the way he put it to me. Now, I did what he didn't like. I said, well, thank you, brother. And I hugged him intentionally. I wanted to know what he was wearing. And I really made him mad. You know, he said,
Nice.
don't do that. Right. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I got what I needed to know.
Yep.
So, and then the pastor asked me afterwards about that. I said, I want to know what he's carrying.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I said, he is carrying. He is carrying.
And for him to show up at where you go to, that is just brazen. It's bold. It was meant to send a signal to say, we will show up wherever you are.
Yeah.
And you know what? Can I segue from that conversation and say this? Since we've shown the video, I wasn't planning on showing the video here with you guys. I was, going to throw it on my TikTok, but we showed it here first, and I'm super happy to do that. Since we're talking about how brazen and how bold this was, now we're talking about how brazen and bold this incident was and how this was a public execution. Now, for the first time ever, we're seeing that they even tried to take out the sniper. That means there was another sniper. Okay.
And normally there always is multiple shooters to make sure.
Yes, yes, man. Listen, there's always multiple shooters. There's not been one incident that we've had that there's not multiple shooters. People who think that they don't have these things all the way planned out far in advance, you're sadly
absolutely.
mistaken. Sadly mistaken. I'm gonna try to send you a file real quick, Colin. We'll see if
All
this
right.
works. I don't know if it's gonna work.
Send me that video that you just showed too. That way I can post that to my channel as well for people.
Got you. I'm gonna try to send it to you now. Hold on.
I also,
Sure.
while a lot of people, there's 2 videos I want to show of mine. They're short videos, but there's 2 videos I want to show of mine as well because nobody else is talking about it, and these are really important. One of the videos is where you have Frank. Oh, hold on. What's his name again? I forget. Frank Turk.
Turk.
Where Frank Turk admits, I have a video of him on camera admitting that Charlie had told him beforehand that he thought they were going to kill him.
Yes.
And he says he doesn't know who they is, or
Yeah, he
you
does.
know,
Yeah, he does.
exactly. That's a lie. But and the other thing is he also admits that the security team had drones of their own up above Charlie that day. I don't know if they were up while he was talking, but I do know because Frank says on the video that 1 hour prior to the event start, they were on the way there, driving on the way there, and the security team sent him a video of the footage of the drones from above the event. And Frank and Charlie were reviewing that footage, and Frank says that he told Charlie, I don't like it. I got a bad feeling. There's too many buildings. And Charlie just supposedly shrugged him off. But my point is, it's confirmed for all the people saying there's no drones, it is confirmed that there are drones, and the security team themselves had drones there. So why is this even a question of who's the shooter? If they had drones, we should be able to. Where's that footage?
Yeah.
Exactly.
100% agreed on that. Where is the drone footage? Where's it at? Why don't we have
Let me show
any
that
of
video
that?
here. Yeah,
And people out there that were there that can, the more of you that can load your videos up and put them online, regardless of what you were videoing that day, your footage could really be crucial in identifying more things that we're seeing here. You may have an angle that you don't see that you're not thinking about, whereas, you've got, I was actually trained to analyze imagery. And so that's something that I just have a knack for, and so, and as I can see these guys here, Ty and Colin both also really canny at examining imagery, so don't think that your video may not have something very important there to show, even if it's not Charlie. It doesn't have to be Charlie. It could be totally something in the crowd going on that nobody else is getting to see.
we're looking for specific people in the crowd too. Especially, I know like Candace is looking for specific people in the crowd. I'm looking for specific people in the crowd. So they're if you have video even running away from the event, we need it. Send it to us. You can either DM constitutionvideos@gmail.com, but we need that footage. Please send me whatever footage you have. Like I said, whether you think it's important or not, please send it to us because it could hold the missing pieces that we need to put everything together.
Man, that's so true. That is so true. I'm going to send you something right now that I think it's going to be. I'm sorry.
I don't mean to cut you off, Ty, but I just want to let you know my phone could die on me. I'm down to about 5%, and unfortunately, I can't charge it from where I'm at. So, but I'll continue on until we can here.
Well, let me just show these 2 videos real quick, and then we can end the live or whatever for the day. And then, like I said, we'll be back tomorrow with a more in-depth look and actually show more footage, close up, zoomed in, and stuff.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
A month ago, he wrote me this: please pray for me. I'm under the gun on something right now. Prayers appreciated. I texted him and I said, I hope you've increased your security detail. He texted me back. He said, quote, I have. I know they want me dead. And I don't know who he meant by they, maybe just radicals on the left, but that didn't stop him from exposing himself to danger. No, look, Charlie didn't really like the word safe. He knew that ministry required you to take risks. So we drove in, and as we were driving in, Charlie got some video footage from drones above. This is an hour before it was supposed to start, and there were thousands of people there. And I'm looking at the video footage, and I go, Charlie, I don't like this place. There's too many buildings. But Charlie, knowing that the people wanted to interact, and being brave that as he was, he just kind of shrugged it off.
He told these people, I think they're going to kill me. Okay. He did not express that to me. So I am telling you this based off the testimony of 3 people. And I am saying this because I hope that these people who I think are good will be inspired to come forward with that. Again, those conversations I had were off record. I honor that. If I say it's off record, it stays off record. But I'm hoping that watching what I am doing and feeling the energy that is rising across the world for people who want to know what the heck happened on 9/10, that, you know, they will be brave and they will say, yeah, Charlie did the day before he died think that he was going to be killed, and maybe tell us, who is they? Well, for once and for all, who is they? Who is the they that he thought were going to kill him? Now to answer.
Yeah. So there you go, folks.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
Security had drones up. Confirmed.
Yep. 100% confirmed.
Absolutely. And I applaud so much, you know, people like Candace, Tucker, Megan, the different ones that are willing to speak and tell the truth and not give up, not stop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
I'm uploading that file for you right now, Colin.
This video, I did a deep dive into a lot of the security people that were there that day. Now, this is particularly interesting. This is Dan Flood. He is Charlie's chief security guy. I think his actual title is like Chief of Executive Protection or something like that. But he's the head security guy for TPUSA. Or was. I don't know if he still is, but he was at that time.
This is right here. I just looked at the screen. I was like, whoa, wait, what's going on here?
After doing some deep diving here, I found that he, back in the early 2000s, that he was a gay male model and escort. So that, to me, would certainly be blackmail material for somebody to be able to hold over his head to get him to do whatever they wanted him to do. Especially considering what Turning Point represents and how religious they are and how anti-gay and all that stuff, you know? So, yeah. And the other thing I found out is he also is connected to Erica Kirk's Romanian Angels charity that some people, I haven't been able to find corroborative evidence that, that the Romanian government kicked them out or whatever, but people are saying that Erica Kirk's Romanian Angels was involved in child trafficking lots of kids, like tens of thousands of kids.
A bunch of kids, and there's a lot of great information out there about a lot of YouTubers and independent journalists have done some great information about that organization that she's had in Romania at 17 years old.
Now, I've been trying not to go too hard into Erica because, she is mourning or whatever, but At the
Yeah.
same time, I'm not going to ignore the obvious red flags that are popping up.
Yeah. Too many coincidences. Way too many
Exactly.
coincidences. I'm sending you that
And
file right now.
and both the palm gun shooter guy and Dan Flood are both connected to Israel. I was able to determine that as well. And like the palm gun shooter guy, for example, he has a tattoo on his, I think, what's his name? I can't find. I'll look up the post later. It's on my X if you look at it though. But he has a tattoo on his arm, I think right arm, of the Hebrew. It's Jesus, but it's in Hebrew. What's that word you said it was, Steve?
It's Yeshua.
Yeshua.
It'd be
Yeshua, yeah.
Yod Shin Vav Ayin. That's how you spell it.
Exactly. But Yeshua, so he has that tattooed on him. He also is Jewish, and he also is connected to the same child trafficking organizations like Operation Underground Railroad, and some other interesting ones.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I won't, you it's on my post. I mean, it's on my X. You guys can check that out. But
Does it? So this is kind of ringing true to me. I'm going to share two things with you guys. I just sent both of you guys the link to show the bullet that they tried to take out the BA sniper. I sent both of you guys that so you can download it. But this is ringing true to me when you give us information like that, Colin, which I think is sure, it didn't have anything to do with who pulled, the trigger, but it has everything to do with how the trigger was pulled.
motive, yep.
And yes, the motives and how it speaks into what I think you're speaking into is the broader sense of how they get these people, even the patsies, to not just participate, but to do exactly what they want them to do under threat and coercion, and duress, basically, so that hey, we're going to either do this thing to your family, or B, we're going to expose you in this way, or C, we're going to take this thing away from you so they deal with your access to things. They use these manipulation tactics, and when they know things about your past, it's much easier for them to say, oh, that's what you used to do. And we all have the data on our phones, so they can see what we're doing on our phones, and they'll know, hey, you never told your family you were a male model or a stripper or whatever he was. You never told your family that, and you've tried to keep this secret, and they all think you're this honorable, upstanding guy who works for the government or works for a top security agency, and you're just a party guy when you were younger, but you got your life together. But they never knew that you're gay. They never knew that you worked at maybe a gay bar. These are things you maybe want to keep secret. So if they utilize this kind of information as leverage and saying, hey, we'll keep your secrets if you keep ours, but this is what we need you to do.
That's exactly what they do. You're right.
Yeah. Absolutely
Let
wild
me,
information.
well, I'll go ahead and play this video. It's a short video. It's only like a minute long.
And when you get done that, can I...
What you say?
Also, you're going to have to take that picture down because we can't see the video. But when you do that, after you get done
that is the video. That is the video.
Oh, that's the video. Okay, after you get done
it's
doing
only
that,
pictures.
Okay, after you get done doing that, I want to share one more thing with you guys before we get off of here. And I think that this is going to be the last thing that I'll share it on my channel later too. But I think this is going to be the last thing to kind of prove to us that this was an operation, and we're going to all share it here together. So let's watch that video, and I'll share it with you right now in the text message.
All right.
King, finish. I like that. Did you make that?
Yeah.
That was good, man. So not only do you make good videos, you got a good sense of humor too.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. If you can show that card that I just sent you, I sent it to Steven as well too. So when I tell you guys, I believe this was a ritualized operation, and I believe that we heard the plane. We have the multiple snipers now who are actually shooting real bullets. The sniper that unalived Charlie Kirk, and then the sniper that tried to unalive the sniper. This card that I just sent you, that when you get it put up on the screen there, this card that I just sent you is going to show exactly. I think we just lost Steve too. It's going to show exactly why I think that they're doing all of this, and I believe that this was an operation that represented a ritual and a coming into power by the leader of our country.
There we go.
And anybody looking at that can kind of see who that looks like. This is the New World Order card, deck. And if we read the line right under it, it says, "At any time, at any place, our snipers can drop you. Have a nice day." This is a sign of power. This is a sign of control. It's wicked. It's evil. It's not right. But they did it in front of our faces because it was a brazen sign, in my opinion, to say that we control the narrative now. I believe it had less to do with Charlie turning his back on Israel and more to do with the fact that they were going to martyr Charlie anyway. They were going to martyr him anyway, just to fulfill the prophecy of this and to symbolize their leader coming into power and having this ability to basically scare anybody, elected officials, anybody sitting into submission and being quiet because of incidents like this that happened to Charlie Kirk, that happened to Donald Trump, that would have happened to the sniper that shot Charlie Kirk. This would have all played into the same thing of it. Enough is enough. That is the energy and the rhetoric that our leader of this country is coming out with right now. Enough is enough. And we're gonna, it's mind-boggling how well this fits up with the Illuminati New World Order card set. This is supposed to be a game. It's supposed to be just a game, right? Then why is that card representing that? And Colin, like I talked to you before, and I'm going to share it with you specifically because we talked about it 2 days ago. They have known who this man was going to be for over 30 years. They've had known that he was going to run the country. This was always a play. He was featured in a cartoon strip back in the late 80s, early 90s, a cartoon strip that showed him building a wall. It showed him having little hats and handing them out to people, including Mike Tyson. And then it showed our country collapsing underneath this person, and then all the riches being on the other side of the wall, while the inside of the wall, the United States, was desolate. This was all depicted in a cartoon. We have Illuminati New World Order card sets coming out from decades ago that look like this and look like his face on them and saying, "At any place, at any time, our snipers can drop you. Have a nice day." This is a stage for these people. To these people, it's a game. They create our reality. And in creating our reality, they're playing the game and they're using us as the game pieces. And this is where we have to wake up and realize that these people are not our gods. They're not to be worshipped. They're not to be idolized. They want us to bow down, Colin.
That's one of the things I hate. That's one of the things I hate about both sides, Republican and Democrat, is both of them are like cult-like mentalities where you can't even disagree. Like, I do support Trump for the most part, but there are certain things, like, you can't even disagree on certain points without them just calling you the worst thing in the world. You're a traitor. You're a rhino. With the Israel thing, I'm anti-Semite. like it's crazy. Like the cult mentality is just absurd, man. Like
You
nobody
feel
has
like you
free
can't do
will
nothing
anymore.
right. You really can feel like you can't even say anything right. And I believe that's all psychological behavioral modification techniques to temper down what the ability of what you will say. And this is why I say the danger of picking a side. When we say to ourselves that we're going to pick the red gang or the blue gang, we immediately shut down truth and we start delivering the propaganda of our colored gangs of
They're
whatever.
two sides of the same coin.
Yeah. So we start delivering that propaganda to the other side as if it's truth, and really we're obscuring the truth. And the best position to always be in is the center, so you can see clearly, so you're not receiving propaganda from the left, from the right. And you apply that to more than just politics, guys and girls out there. Apply that to life in general. You want to look at things from a centered foundational perspective so that you can see both sides, and we don't have to start the fight from the position of I'm already on the other side, so I'm going to fight you based off of my goals, my values, and what I want to see out of this. I want to win more than I want to give you the truth. That's not it. We have to change that.
I agree. And it's social media. They like these algorithms, social media. They use social media to do this. This is all by design, because social media with the algorithms, they have polarized us to where it's two complete extremes. There is
Yes.
no middle ground. You know, you're either fed the propaganda on the right if you lean that way, or you're fed the propaganda on the left if you lean that way. But you're not really getting the middle ground, which is the truth. And everything is nuanced in life. People don't understand that. It's not black or white. Everything in life is nuanced. You know, you have to be able to see the lines that are blurred and figure out what is real and what's not.
I 100% agree with that. And I think with that being said, I'll let you end us on that note. And it's a shame we lost Steve, man. Oh man, he told us that his phone was
Yeah.
gonna die though. So we'll get him on tomorrow.
Everybody please, because he can't be here to tell us, but Steve is a great guy. Go follow his channel. He has a lot of really good information out there. He's doing a really good job exposing how evil, that country that we're not going to name is. Really, go check him out.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's youtube.com.
Phenomenal guy.
On YouTube. Israeli News Live on YouTube.
Yes.
I dropped the link in the chat a little earlier. You can see it.
Yes.
I'll pin it in the description too. I'll pin that and your channel for the description on YouTube for people.
And guys and girls out there, if
he has a platform too. I want you to tell us about the platform you're doing before we go as well.
Well, I'll do that, but before that, if you're gonna follow Stephen Ben-Nun, or Ben Denoon, however you decide to say it, if you're gonna follow him, make sure that you follow this guy too. Because these guys, hand in hand, they've been working behind the scenes with each other, literally hand in hand, guys, bringing out and exposing, and we have to say it, in less than 30 days, both of them. Less than 30 days, they had more clues and had given the public more than any news station, than anybody out there, any three-letter agency, and the ones we're talking about. These guys did it. They literally did that. So it made, don't look at this broadcast and see me and, he knows all these things. I'm going to follow that guy. Great. I want you to follow me. Wonderful. But I don't want you to follow me thinking that I did this by myself. These guys right here, you have to follow them too. You have to. Because as investigative journalists out here, and as Candace will tell you the same thing, we cannot survive without each other. We need the leads off of each other. We further each other. So just like these guys have furthered me, I've now been able to contribute and help further the story as well. That was a couple days ago. Now what I'm bringing to the table today is furthering the story even more by showing you that the DA sniper, they tried to take him out with definitive proof. So this is how the cycle keeps spinning. This is how we keep winning together. You have to be selfless. You have to be willing to say, hey, you know what? That guy over there, he had an amazing contribution. Let me big up him. that guy over there, amazing contribution. Let me share his stuff out. You have to be willing to do that.
I
And
share everybody's. Ryan Mata, he's doing good work. I share him.
Let me
You know,
tell them
Black.
what you did, though.
I mean, there's tons of people. I share all their work.
Let me tell them what Colin did, though, to get in contact with me. I was sitting there with my lady talking, and I was like, and I told her, I said, it's going to be about 3 days before all of this, goes viral. I said, because I know my work is rock solid. I know it's right, and they're going to try to rip it apart, and they can't. And I said, so I know it's going to work. Listen, you, sir. You know what? All I'm going to say is this. You, sir, are the GOAT. While I'm talking to my lady, this man, I look at my Cash App, I get a couple dings in, and I'm like, ding, ding, $5. What is this? Huh? Who's sending me money? And he puts his messages in the Cash App. Hey, found your message, and here's my phone number, kind of ordeal. This guy's smart. He's ridiculously smart and resourceful. And this is what I was saying in my live last night. You have to follow Colin. You have to go to Project Constitution. It does not matter if us investigative journalists get every single thing right. We've seen that Candace in episode 251, maybe she didn't get everything right in that episode. That's not what matters, guys. What matters is we're putting out the information publicly. We're asking for your help. We're asking you to correct us where we're wrong. We have thick skin. We're not thin skin. We can accept when we don't have it right, or when something is like, there's a different way to look at it, maybe. That's what this guy does. And he does it in spades. That's what Stephen Ben-Danoon does. He does it in spades. If you watch his video from yesterday, he's saying, hey, I was looking at the beam that he found. And I was looking at it in a different way. And Ty came on and looked at it. And actually, that's the way to look at it. That's correct. It was after he took the shot and lowered his, the thing down. So we have that example going on. These guys are setting the tone. They're setting the example of what investigative journalism should look like. It's a shame we can't do it on, platforms as easily like TikTok, because they don't believe in fair use and stuff like that. But they're doing it. They're doing it on X. Steve has been on YouTube for over 15, I think about 15 years now, or maybe more. These guys and girls are putting all this together. You got to go support them. That's I'm off of my soapbox stuff. You got to go support them.
Well, thank you very much. And
No
with
problem.
you too, like, you're instrumental, man. Like you really you took our work and you put all the pieces together and just lined it up and painted that picture, which nobody else, like, you really put it into perspective. And finding where that guy dropped off at, and zeroing in on exactly where it came from, and checking out the other one, disproving where, like the Bush guy, disproving the stairs. Like, there's a lot of things that you look at and you had to disprove to come to that conclusion of where he was up on that route. So, I mean, you've done tremendous work too, and I know that's what I told him, is he's put in as many hours as I have. I could tell just by the incredible work that he's put out. So you really need to follow him as well. He's doing great work. And whether it's the Charlie Kirk thing or whether it's something else, like I've dug in before this, I've dug in heavy on the helicopter crash in DC and found a lot of crazy shit there.
Oh yeah.
There's whatever it is, you're going to get something that you're not getting from anybody else. If you come to our channel, you're going to get the real deal, the stuff that you're not being told by other people.
Yeah, and if I can follow that up by plug in what you see right there in the title, the author of Planned. I will be releasing that later on tonight. I have 11 o'clock live on TikTok tonight. This is October 11th. So I will be putting out my my book tonight. It was supposed to come out on the 10th, but that information that I just showed you of the sniper being shot at, that is the first time it's seen anywhere. Colin's going to be the first one to put it out on his channel. So he'll have the run with that, and we're going to give Colin that respect because he's the one that connected me and Steve together and all of us together to be able to do this. So he deserves the right to be able to do that. So go to his channel to check it out, or you can go to my TikTok also to check it out, wherever you guys want to share it at, whatever platforms you're on. But that, you know what? I don't even want to give away anything else. Tomorrow we're coming back. We're coming back. Yep. We're going to have, like Steve said, we're going to have everything set up the right way so that we can kind of, we can, today we talked a lot, but tomorrow we're going to get more into the technical details. We're going to bring our toys to the playground, and we're going to all play together, and we're going to show you guys what the big boys have brought out to play with. And you guys are going to see for the first time what we're all working with collectively in one video, and that is going to be a powerhouse video. So you got power today. You got more empowerment to know that don't let anybody talk you out of the BA sniper position. That is the guy that absolutely unalived Charlie Kirk. How do we know now? Because 100%. They would not have been trying to shoot at him to take him out if he wasn't the guy. And he doesn't even know that they were trying to unalive him. Obviously, he's down on the ground afterwards.
He does now.
Helping to do whatever. Now, when he sees this, if he's still alive, he's still alive, I doubt that he is, but if he is still alive,
he won't be for long if he is.
Yeah, he's either won't be for long or he's trying to get out of Dodge right now because he'll see that he was not a part of the continuity plan. He was going to be a martyr that day. So crazy information, crazy times we're living in, Colin.
Absolutely. I also want to bring up Ty is working on a social media platform, which gives us our power back, because all these other social media platforms, like X, is not as bad. Like even the gory Charlie Kirk shot with the blood, it's still posted on my channel. I posted it right when it happened, and I got a lot of heat for doing that. But it has to be shown. People need to see this to see how evil these people are.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
They put a warning on it, but it is still on my channel. So I'll give X credit there. They did not censor that. But all the other social media companies took that down immediately. They will not let you share anything like that. Yeah. And we want to end the censorship of social media. When they shadow ban you or even ban you, you lose all your followers and stuff.
Yes.
And we want to make a platform where that doesn't happen. Ty is working on that. I've been hoping somebody would do that for a while, and I think he's on to something here, because I'll let you go into it just a little bit. Give him a little bit.
Yeah, thank you, Colin. I appreciate that. So I have been working on a platform called PenPub. PenPub is a creation we're patent pending right now. PenPub is a creation where and it's the first time I'm explaining it. This will be live later on tonight as well as the hosting of my book. I will not be hosting the digital copy of Planned on Kindle. It will be hosted on PenPub, my site. The reason why PenPub was put together was exactly what Colin was talking about. It's because of the fact that we're all just being pressured to not talk about certain things, to not view certain content. And while we still have the ability to read the books that we want to read, for the most part, I believe that there's a safe space that can be built around that kind of architecture, around that kind of commerce that's happening right now as far as the space of books, where we can go in there like a social media site and converse with each other, share ideas, share video, that may be a little bit too racy for what I call centralized social media. So PenPub is not centralized social media. Centralized means you have a main person or a main group or entity that's taking care of making sure that what you say is very closely monitored. At PenPub, I do not share that interest. PenPub is a decentralized social media platform. So that means that basically you have a place to come to in the middle, which would be the main site. But in the main site, the users of that platform are not centralized on that platform and just at that platform. They actually lease a pen pub reader off of me to host their book inside of. As they lease their own reader off of me, it'll come with a social platform backing in the background. So you only pay a few $100s a month to renew your reader, and you can continue using that to build your following. So you have tons of people coming in. It's for somebody like Colin, he gets millions of views a week. So somebody like him, instead of the social media site saying, hey, what you're doing as an investigative journalist is racy, we're going to take you down, and those 500,000 subscribers you just earned, yeah, we're going to take those away from you, never to be seen again. That's devastating for a lot of people.
It is.
I'm doing
It's
away
happened
with
to me
that.
many times. I've
Yes.
built up. I've lost my channel with hundreds of thousands of subscribers many times, man.
Yeah, and along with it, the views, the revenue, it's a culminating effect, and that creates instability in people's lives. And I believe that PenPub is going to help do away with that. So PenPub will not only give authors 100% of their money, while Jeff Bezos is taking up to 65%. I wanted to charge $10 for my book. He wanted to take 65% of that. $6.50 on a digital book that I'm charging $10 on. Why can't I have the money?
Ridiculous.
What are you doing? Yeah, what are you doing that's so special that you should? Anyway, so I said, no, I'm going to have the money. But then I realized, okay, so you're going to make money off of your book, 100% of your money off of your book. You're going to be able to keep all your following. So that means you get the email address of all the people that are following in their names. That is your information forever. So if you want to make another pen pub and then copy that contact list and say, hey, I'm going to shoot my list out some information. It's the lifeblood of any business is your contact list. Centralized social media uses that and uses that as almost like a stranglehold to some people. And they take that away from you if you don't do what they say. And with us, with PenPub, we're not going to do that to you. So whatever you earn as far as followers, that's what you have for life. So if you earned 1 million followers, and let's just say you did something super bad and you got a knock at the door from Uncle Sam saying, hey, that bad thing you did, but you need to take that off of your pen pub. Okay. Now they would come to you, of course, directly. I would not suggest breaking the law just because you have something that doesn't have censorship on it. Do not break the law. But even let's just say you did break the law. I'm not saying you should, but let's say you did, and you had 1 million followers on there and you broke the law. With PenPub, you're still going to have 1 million followers tomorrow. They're not going anywhere. You've already procured the list. You've already saved your list. It's your list. It's on a contact sheet with all the email addresses and names, so that God forbid, even if you did do something wrong and it ended in court and legal battles and all this other kind of stuff, you can restart. You can literally restart and say, hey, for the people that are like the Alex Jones of the world and they threaten to take your whole empire and stuff like that, you say, okay, go ahead, take it. Because I'll just change the name tomorrow and restart that list and just send out a mass email to everybody saying, don't go to that old place that they just took from me. Go to this new place that I've just built for you guys, because you are my people. You don't belong to them. That is exactly why PenPub exists. That's why I'm thankful for Colin and for Stephen for giving me the time to come explain, what I have going on, explain my book that's coming out, plan on PenPub, and explain the platform and how it's going to benefit you guys out there who are tired of the censorship and you want all of your coins. We need all of our coins in this economy. We don't need anybody shorting us anymore. And let me give you one last feature, okay? You get to keep your contact list. You get to keep 100% of your money. This is this part is everything is in beta right now, okay? And it'll be in beta until Q1, Q2 of 2026. But another part that's coming out that no one is going to be able to beat. And again, this is all patent pending. You get 100% of your money. And I have created a second stream of income for content creators that they have kept us out of, and you will have access to on PenPub. Whether you sell a bunch of books or not, if the social function of your site is working well and you're on the background and you're talking and having conversations like me, Colin, and Steve are having today, and you're sitting back there and you're talking and spending time in there, well, why shouldn't you have some ads maybe running in your own pen pub? So that way you can generate an ad revenue source off of your own pen pub account. 2 income sources for authors. 2 income sources. So Jeff is going to take 65% of your money, Jeff Bezos, up to 65% of your money. If you want to charge over $9.99, he's going to take 65% of your money. Or you can get 100% of your money and also get another income source by being able to run ads inside the social aspect of your own reader and recoup 100% of your own advertiser revenue.
Now, correct me. It's launching right now specifically for authors and, you know, digital like books or products or whatever. But as far as you do have plans to actually make it like a social media site where you can share videos and pictures and all that stuff too, correct?
Yeah. This is just this is my entry coming into the door. This is again why I'm doing the patent pending for the actual technology behind it that I built. Because it's what I'm calling it is a decentralized SaaS model, decentralized SaaS marketplace. Okay. And for people that don't know what SaaS is, it's software as a service. So it's decentralized software as a service marketplace. Software as a service means I build you something that's called an e-reader, a digital reader, so that you post your book in there. That's software as a service because it's servicing your audiences as far as them being able to read your book. So the way I'm utilizing this platform as far as with PenPub specifically is to introduce the behavioral changes that are necessary to then see the social media platform that comes later. Now, I just released it here on your show. Nobody's even supposed to know that, but you're such a great interviewer.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
You brought it out.
I wanted to help you, man. I wanted to
No big deal. It's all good. So PenPub is the first iteration of that, and PenPub is owned. PenPub's ownership is by our parent company, Monroe Innovation Group. Monroe Innovation Group is our family business, me and my lady and kids, and it's our family business that basically we can start all of our companies under, and we get all of our companies to work together. So PenPub is the first iteration of this type of technologies for a decentralized SaaS marketplace. Okay. And the evolution of that will happen after people pick up PenPub, start using it a little bit. Then I'm going to merge into and bring out the next version of that, which is actually a full-fledged 100% social media site. But I'm using PenPub as the stomping ground to be able to build that next part. And I'm using my patent to be able to protect the process so that nobody else builds me out of that, or if they do try to, I'm suing you. So I've spent a lot of hours on this. I will sue you. So don't take decentralized SaaS marketplace and try to use that anywhere else. That belongs to Monroe Innovation Group and to PenPub, and it belongs to my family business. So that's what we're bringing to the ecosystem. Plan will be the first book on PenPub, and I want to invite. I'm sure Project Constitution is going to have something. He's going to have a little something. Even if you have a little small books, guys, it doesn't have to be a big long book. My book plan is about 100. It's an easy read, 100 pages.
I write articles. I could maybe start posting my articles on there.
Yeah, or even if we did something where you could post your articles or turn your articles into like a newsletter or something like that. And we'll go over all that later, but we're going to open it up for people who are basically writers. You know, if you author content, then that's who we want to talk to, because you are the guys and girls that are going to make the platform popular. I do care about the users who are consuming your content, but I know that you guys care about your users too. So if I focus on making sure you guys are taken care of the best way possible, you're going to make sure that your people are taken care of the best way possible. So that's what PenPub is all about. And thank you, man, for giving me the bully pulpit to talk about Penn Pub and Monroe Innovation Group today. I appreciate that, man. And to talk about Planned as well. That'll be out tonight at 11 o'clock tonight.
Definitely. Everybody go check it out. And I highly suggest you get it. You know, he's a very smart man. So whatever whatever his book is going to be very interesting. And I suggest you guys all check it out.
Yeah,
One more thing. I believe are you still looking for investors? With the Penn Pub or?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything that you see here is grassroots. I do not have any investors right now. 0 investors as of 10/11/2025. This is my first time even talking about it publicly. I've never talked about this platform publicly. I've held it under wraps for maybe the last 6 months when I first started developing it. So we are absolutely looking for private investors. I have all of the, the pitch deck, all the information. It will be on the website as well. But we have some more private information that we're not going to release on the website. So if you are an investor, feel free to reach out to me if you want to join in on building Penn Pub up to being that competing model. Listen, let me tell you, and I see Colin now I got to make you Colin automatically, and I'm going to say this here today, Colin automatically is in the Founders Club for Penn Pub. Automatically. No question about it. He's in the Founders Club. So when Penn Pub comes out, it's going to come out in a market that competes against Jeff Bezos, and Bezos owns, in the United States, he owns 87% of the market share for ebooks.
That's why he could charge 67% and steal all your money.
He's charging over 60% and stealing your money from you, over half of your money from you for a digital ebook, because he's using the bully positioning, the bully pulpit of saying, hey, I'm the best option in the country. This is what we have. Sure, we bullied out Barnes and Nobles. We bullied out the other guys that are out there. Now they have Goodreads, on top of Kindle and stuff like that. So he's really bullying the marketplace as far as the market share that he's taking from authors. I believe that we can get a good piece of that back. It is hundreds of billions of dollars a year. They're making so much money off of ebooks that a lot of these companies are private and they do not share. They have not shared in over a decade how much they make. I had to go back until 2000, maybe 12, before I could find any reference to an article. And at that time, Kindle was hot, and it was just coming, well, not just coming out, but it was hot at the time for around Christmas time, and they were doing at least 1 million units a week. 1 million units a week. So, and then that's the last that I could see as far as public data and information. So what we have a peek into is that this industry is hundreds of billions of dollars a year. Now, let's do the math. If Penn Pub is aiming to be, even if we're a second to Jeff Bezos, and he has 87% market share, and we're talking of hundreds of billions of dollars, that would put Penn Pub at tens of billions of dollars, just in the second place. And based on the technology that I'm offering and the way that I'm offering it, there's not another platform out there that is doing what Penn Pub is doing. It is truly revolutionary. It is truly new. I haven't even, if you've noticed, I've not talked about AI. Now we do have an AI we are introducing with the project. I cannot say it here on this live because it's going to be, again, this is in beta. The AI that we are introducing, it is revolutionary, groundbreaking, unlike anything that exists right now today. Okay, and so I cannot say that on the AI. Investors, you hit me up, you'll know the name of it. We'll talk about it and what it does. But we are looking to capitalize on market share and come in right behind Jeff Bezos, and hopefully, in the years that come, to overtake Kindle and to overtake Goodreads. But it's going to take a little bit of time. But if we open up with strong and we go in there strong, we can bully the market share rather easily, because there's such a gap. There's such a disparaging gap between those who are are going up against this big giant. And I believe we have the only model that can stand up against Jeff Bezos' model. Everybody else is just a copy of his model. And that's why he's been able to bully people for so long, because everyone's copying his model. We've gone the opposite direction. We are not copying his model. We are developing our own model, our own ecosystem that's providing more value, more benefits to the people that use it, the authors and their followings, their fans, their customers. And I don't think that Jeff Bezos will be able to match what we are offering. He cannot give authors 100%. It tanks his company. He cannot give authors advertising revenue. It tanks his company. So we are going to offer all of that, and we're going to offer a social setting for you to be able to talk and share your ideas. Authors connect with other authors or creators, and make joint offerings together. There's a whole ecosystem, and we'll get into that later. But we're going long over time, and you've let me talk, and it's so generous, man. You sneaky, man. You sneaky. You said I'm getting all the goods from Ty today.
Yeah, man, I want to help you out, man. Like, you know, you did a lot of work on this, and I want to make sure you get the credit. And, you know, I know you said that you were doing this. Part of you doing this was to promote your book, to promote your platform. So I wanted to make sure people know that and, you know, give you the credit on that, you know.
Man, follow this guy. Follow this guy. We need more people in the whole country, not just the internet, in the country like this guy. This guy is a true patriot. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like to have unwavering faith, to have unwavering loyalty to your fellow American citizen, regardless of race, color, creed, not whatever you want to call it. It does not matter. He sees
the people that call me anti-Semitic. Exactly. The people that call me anti-Semitic, it really, I laugh it off. I mean, these people are just idiots. You know, they don't know me. Yeah, it really is, because I don't have a racist bone in my body, anti-Semitic. But like I don't hate anybody, man. I don't have the capacity for hate. You know, there's things I don't like, and there's people I don't agree with, but I don't hate anybody. You know, I don't have the time to hate. It takes time and energy from you to hate. It drains you, and I don't have that. You know.
Yes, man, you're speaking so real, so true, man. It's so true. You really just don't have that. And it shines through in the way you interview, the way you conduct yourself and carry yourself, man. I could not be happier to link up with somebody like yourself and Stephen. And I've been following Stephen for well over a decade, for a long time now. And I've always admired his work. I've always admired that, like he was saying to us before the show, you know, he's never been that salesman type of guy. You know, and you don't strike me as that guy either. I'm not going to flip on your Twitter tomorrow and see you selling me a protein shake or a, you know, and not to stop the people that do are selling me, you know, a bar of whatever it is. You're not going to be selling me that thing tomorrow, and not to disparage anybody. But sometimes as investigative journalists, we need to focus on the work. That's the best way to say it. And you guys are shining examples of that. When I'm looking for people to follow, and I'm looking for people that I can get respectable information from, that's some of my criteria. Are you trying to sell me something from your standpoint or your side? Or are you trying to sell me the truth?
And I'm not even with this. You know, I'm not dead set. Like there's so many. Like there's a lot of other creators that are dead set. You know, their way. This is how Charlie was killed, and they stick to it. They double down on it, even when people disprove them and stuff. I'm not like that. You know, I want to be proven wrong. I want to get to the truth. You know, if this doesn't turn out to be right and it turns out to be something else, great. Now we can narrow it down and focus our direction on something else. You know, that's what it's about. It's about getting to the truth. It's not about being right or wrong. It's not about clicks and views. It's not about hating Israel. It's about getting to the truth and getting justice for Charlie. And that's what it's really about, man. That's all I can really say about it.
Yeah, man, you've done a great job, man. And I think we've said everything that we can say here today. You've done a great job. We've put out new information for the people. I'm sure you're going to chop this video down and give them. Your video is going to blow up today. And yes, and on my TikTok too, man, you guys see it right there. So
follow him. We are not going to Mars on TikTok there.
Yeah, thank you,
man.
Yeah, thank you. So I know that this is going to be, this live, even though we haven't done the one for tomorrow. Oh my
Yeah, come
God.
back tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow is going to be the big one. Tomorrow we're going to we'll have all the videos put together, be able to zoom in and just show you in great detail everything to where you won't have a doubt in your mind that this guy is the shooter.
Yes, man. And today, this
One of
is
the
huge.
shooters. There were multiple ones, but one of the shooters.
Absolutely.
And we'll even show you about the other shooters, how they happened too.
Yeah,
like a lot of nobody's talking about the bullet casing or whatever. You know, you think it might be an actual bullet, but nobody's talking about that in the tent. We'll bring that up. We'll show that to you guys. We'll show the laser pointer in the tent, the muzzle flash you could see in the tent, all of that stuff. There's so much that you guys do not know that nobody else is talking about that you're only going to get here with us.
Yeah, absolutely. And tomorrow, I can't wait when we have the files up because people are going to see what we're talking about when we say we have been going frame by frame. Literally, we're sitting in our houses, our homes, and we're going frame by frame, looking at this information and trying to make sense of it. So you'll see 3 people who have spent literally weeks of their time trying to figure it out, trying to do the best that we can. Yes. Follow
That's Steve's YouTube channel right there. He dropped off because his battery died on his phone. He was on his phone.
Yeah.
But that's his YouTube channel. Please go follow that man too. He's doing a great job.
Stephen Bendanoon. Yes.
And
absolutely.
we'll all be doing a live stream tomorrow with him. I think we'll be on his channel tomorrow. I may be able to simulcast it on my channel too, but we'll definitely be on his channel. So definitely you're going to want to check that out because that's going to be the real important one tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. When we get down to showing the people the nitty gritty about what's actually out there, it's going to change things. It's going to double down on what we've done here today and what we've exposed here today. We're going to double down on that and triple down on that tomorrow. And I believe news cycles start on Monday. I believe that before Monday, and with you putting this out today and me putting out the TikTok and us putting out the video tomorrow, by the news cycle on Monday, we should be having a very robust, healthy conversation about why we're even talking about Tyler Robinson anymore. We need to stop talking about that boy. They need to free him, let him go home. He was obviously coerced into being a part of something as a patsy. He didn't do anything. He didn't, unalive anybody. We have the people that actually did it. We have the fact that they even tried to unalive the guy who unalived Charlie Kirk. We have to have real discussions. Our eyes are not lying to us. We see what we see and we have to talk about it. So excited to be here with you, brother. Excited to be here with Steve today. Excited to be with you guys tomorrow. And I'm excited to see what we come up with and what we can kind of help the public correct in this next week.
I agree. On that note, thank you guys all for joining us here today. Had a great show. Like I said, follow Ty here, follow Steve. Check out everything on our channels. We've been doing a lot of work. Go through, scroll through, and check everything out. And we'll see you guys back here tomorrow.
X. Go to X. Go to X.
Yeah, I have a ton of stuff, man. Ton of stuff.
Go to X. He does not sleep. So go to X. Find that guy.
Yep.
But we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Love you, brother. You have a good night.
Yes, sir.
And thank you guys all. Like I said, see you tomorrow.
All right.